In the studio with Douzable and Bryant McFadden joining us as well. And we just saw a game come right down to it in the snow in Orchard Park. B-Mac, what'd you think about what the Bills were able to accomplish in beating the Dolphins in the snow at home?
Well, they just showed a championship pedigree because it seemed like in the second half, the Dolphins, especially in the third quarter where they scored 13 points, kind of snatched all the momentum from the Buffalo Bills. But Josh Allen proved to be the best player on the field tonight, especially in the fourth quarter. In moments where the Bills had no running game, he provided that element for them. That huge quarterback design run was a thing of beauty. Just his hustle, his athleticism, and then, of course, scoring a touchdown and then just elevating over everyone to convert the two-point conversion. Josh Allen was determined to not lose this ball game tonight, and he was a difference maker in this ball game because, yes, the Miami Dolphins made plays offensively. Tua did some pretty good things, but Josh Allen played like the best football player on the field, played like the best quarterback on the field, and he did everything in his power to make sure the Bills were able to get some revenge from the first meeting and, of course, stay on top of the AFC with the #1 spot.
Yeah, Josh Allen literally put his Superman cape on, threw for nearly 300 yards, led the Bills in rushing with over 70 yards rushing. But I really like that last drive right there. They used Devin Singletary to run the ball to get into field goal range to win that game. Now, I honestly thought he should have went in and scored the touchdown because you never know with the snap exchange and the holding the ball and those type of elements if something bad could have happened. But I really love the resolve of this Buffalo Bills team. They gave up some plays on defense in the second half, and they really struggled against the run game. But when they needed stops, Taron Johnson on a 3rd and 2 being able to cut in front of Tyreek Hill on a speed out, to get off the field, to give Josh Allen and this offense one more opportunity to win this game. This defense stood up big when they needed to, and Josh Allen put the cape on, like I said, and won this game for his team at the end.
Lige, I know that the Bills won this game, but did they make it harder on themselves than they needed to?
I don't want to say, you want to give some credit to the Miami Dolphins because I felt like they had a really good game plan. We talked about that pregame, right, Russ? What were the adjustments that Mike McDaniel was going to do? And he came out and played a physical brand of football in the cold elements. They ran the ball downhill with Raheem Mostert. Ahmed had a really good game, the backup running back for the Miami Dolphins. There was a few coverage busts by the Buffalo Bills, some miscommunications that led to explosive plays right here at the Jalen Waddle play. If you saw before that play, Tremaine Edmonds was trying to tell Jordan Poyer, I got speed at number 3. I need your help. I don't know if Jordan Poyer didn't get the check or the call, but you put Hamlin in a bad position with Jalen Waddle right there. And then also, because they struggled so much in stopping the run, they added people to the box. Tyreek Hill was one-on-one situation where Tre'Davious White beat him off the line of scrimmage, and Hamlin didn't get over the top quick enough. So you got to credit the Miami Dolphins. They came in with a really good game plan, but the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen were just too much at the end.
Yeah, and I think that is a concern for the Buffalo Bills moving forward. Granted, we know how prolific they can be, but tonight in the trenches, they lost that battle. The Miami Dolphins had no answer in running the football against opposing defenses in weeks past. But tonight, the running game was up and going. I'm surprised Raheem Mostert didn't get 25 touches on the ground because they had no answer for him. He had 17 carries for 136. If you give him 8 more carries, he probably would have been well over 200 yards. But that's another topic of discussion. But defensively, they got to find a way to be more stout against the ground and pound attack. And they got to find a way to put pressure on quarterbacks, sacking the quarterbacks. Not having Von Miller really showed up in tonight's matchup because the other guys, right, Russo and Lawson and crew, they didn't really do a good job in harassing and making life miserable for Tua Tagovailoa. Luckily, they had Josh Allen on their side.
Hey, did the Dolphins prove anything even in defeat by playing this well, this deep into a game in these conditions?
I think they showed something because you got to think about it. The Dolphins were coming off 2 straight losses where they kind of got embarrassed in both of those losses. So for them to come up north in the elements, proving that they can play a physical brand of football, and I don't know what's been going on with this run game in Miami because with Mike McDaniel, he was a big part of that run game in San Francisco. So I thought that Miami would be able to run the ball, especially with the speed they have on the outside. You saw that it helped them down in the second half because they were able to run the ball. Buffalo had to add more people in the box. Then you get one-on-one opportunities with Jalen Waddle and also Tyreek Hill. So I think they proved that they can go to any element in any place with that type of game plan and play in those elements and potentially compete with anybody in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think offensively for Miami, they proved to everyone that, yes, we can run the football. We just need to be more consistent in doing so. And you can't fall in love with throwing the football because you have a Ferrari and a Lamborghini outside at the wide receiver position. But if this team can continue to run the football the way they did tonight, you know the fear factor they have at the wide receiver and the speed. So teams will definitely try to defend the Dolphins and protecting the pass, and that will open up opportunities in the ground and pound attack. And also, too, what they proved for me outside of the offensive standpoint and running the football, defensively, they're bad. They got to find a way to get better. Listen, the last 3 weeks, right? Yeah. We've seen consistent letdowns from this group. A year ago, they were a very opportunistic group. They played what I call elbow defense, bend but don't break. But so far this season, I would say the last 3 or 4 weeks, they've been breaking. So they got to find a way to become more consistent in that standpoint when it comes to playing against playoff caliber teams, because if they have any aspirations to get into the tournament and make a run, they got to improve.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.